Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. Seeing stocks pull back a little bit here in the US today. There was some heavy selling that began overseas, particularly in South Korea. I'll touch on that a little bit, but of course, you're already getting calls and commentary about an Asian contagion beginning, reminiscent of past financial crises. But I do think such calls are very premature and really just lacking perspective of where we are in this market right now. So we did have that big pop up last week after the announcement of the peace deal. And we also had a contract roll in the futures market and a massive options expiration. There is a seasonal component to this weakness as well. The end of June tends to be a little bit bumpy before you get a nice rally higher into July. But the selling today is predominantly in semiconductors and technology. No surprise there given the makeup of the Korean market. But you can see here in the S&P continuous contract, we really just came back down and filled that gap up higher. We had already filled that gap in the September contract last week. We didn't close above it. And as long as you fill it before you close it, I don't consider that as a bearish gap fill. So we're just chopping around here near the all-time highs after an incredible run higher. We are in the time band for another important bottom, but there is a rotation going on, no doubt about it. Other areas of the market, which I'll touch on in just a moment, showing a lot more opportunity. That being said, a very classical risk off day, as I like to describe, where you have the NASDAQ leading to the downside and semiconductors facing some heavy selling after the semiconductor index hit another new all-time high yesterday. But let's not lose sight of where we are. Again, we are still rising within this ascending channel. And how many times over the last couple of months on singular down days are the bears out there exclaiming that it's over and proclaiming victory for themselves? Hey, the market pulled back one day. Remember, one day does not make or break a trend. At the end of the day, sector rotation underneath the surface of the market is what keeps stocks trending higher. And the Dow is actually up on the day. The Dow going sideways here, slightly higher. This is a good sign. The Russell 2000 showing some strength here, hit a new all-time high yesterday. So, oh, how easy it is to forget when the headlines come out that really just we listen to what we want to hear, right? That just confirm our own biases and preconceived notions. So here you have the big culprit, the big perpetrator of the day, South Korea down 11.5% on the day. But it just looks like, the semiconductor index here, you haven't even broken below the lower trend line of this channel higher. And even if you did, it wouldn't automatically mean the uptrend is nullified. It would just mean the rate of ascent is no longer in effect. Now you start to take out these lows from, mid-May, even early June. Okay, talk to me about the trend starting to reverse. But there are some things getting a bit later cycle, and I do think that we're due for some more volatility later this year. But you even look at the VIX future still below 20, VIX cash still below 20. So again, a lot of hysteria over one day worth of selling. It just goes to show, even last week when you hit the all-time highs, there were still more bears than bulls. It's only Tuesday, guys. The week is young. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. I think the bigger thing happening right now, we have to look no further than the US dollar. The dollar yen hitting a new multi-year high, euro breaking to new lows. So what is happening right now? Well, you're seeing more selling abroad than you are domestically. And this is all part of a global rotation. This isn't just a rotation happening within the US market, but also globally. And to me, if this breakout sticks in the dollar, this is the signal that we have entered the late stages of this market rally when it comes to stocks. That doesn't mean that the market's going to drop and start a bear market next month, but it does mean that we're entering the final blow-off phase. And these final blow-off phases can be very violent to the upside. I'm talking about the US market experiencing a parabolic blow-off rally higher, similar to what we've seen in countries like Korea and Japan over the last year, except this time all that money is going to come to the US. So what do they need to do? In order to buy the US market, they have to convert their currencies to the dollar. The rate hike expectations will do that. Long-term bonds are actually hanging in there today. Both the 30-year and the 10-year hanging up. Uh, Crude oil is lower again. I am looking for crude oil to come back and fill this gap. So we are starting to see some macroeconomic correlations start to shift, and it's worth keeping a very close watch on because at some point I do think crude oil will start to rally again. But call me when it comes back down to 65.70. We're almost there. You are hitting oversold on the RSI here, which is pretty remarkable to consider. You know, especially with geopolitical tensions reigniting again, crude oil just shrugging it all off by and large. Precious metals still dead money, nothing worth probing on the long side here just yet. I'd like to see silver hit, $48, $50 an ounce. Gold 37, 38, $100 an ounce. Until then, I'm really not that interested in precious metals. Cryptocurrencies, this is still dead money, guys. I'd like to see crypto carve out a bottom together with stocks late summer, early fall. I think that would be a really nice setup for both of these asset classes to begin a run to the upside. Depending on where Bitcoin bottoms, if Bitcoin bottoms around 40 to 45,000, you could see it double next year and still not hit a new all-time highs because I do think that Bitcoin is, in the early stages of a lost decade. I think crypto could be dead money for several years at this point. But the biggest thing happening right now is the rotation into the dollar and a global scale. Yes, global stocks are down, but the bigger signal is how US stocks are down less than their global peers. So with tech leading the route today, where are the opportunities? Well, look no further than biotech. Everyone just automatically associates AI with semiconductors. It's much more broad-based and encompassing than that. Biotech breaking out to new highs. We've been positioned for this, riding the waves higher. We even shared a nice setup in Relay Therapeutics in the trade desk recently. But there's countless of opportunities in this space, and you even zoom out and take a look at, IBB. I mean, you're just breaking out from this multi-year base now. I cannot stress this enough. These are high growth, high beta names. This is where the opportunity is going to be this summer, and it's not just there. Also, uranium. Okay, uranium in the process of carving out a secondary higher low. AI is not going anywhere, guys, but the story has to evolve in order to stay alive. So looking at opportunities in uranium, looking at opportunities in biotech, also quantum computing. Okay, the quantum ETF is down today, but whether you look at names like Inflection, names like ARQQ, names that we've been trading, whether it's in the $1 million challenge or in the Trinity trade, these are looking solid. They're looking poised for more gains. And it's all about positioning, guys. It's all about positioning relative to risk reward. So that's what I have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, one day does not make or break a trend. Stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and we'll see how we finish out the week. Thanks again, everyone.